finally tonight, we don't really want to have to do this, but we're bidding farewell to another colleague. Zac Fleming has been part of the Checkpoint team for the past 2 years, and in that time he's worked as a producer, a reporter, a cameraman, and sometimes because of his expert skill and because we are a lean machine here at RNZ, he's been all three at once. Tonight, just after midnight, Zac flies out on his OE. He's been a much valued team member, and we'll miss him, but we wish him all the very best. Here's a look back at some of his highlights.
Nearly 20,000 cattle are allowed on this feedlot. Do you think this is in New Zealand?
I hope it's not.
No, that looks like somewhere in Russia.
The rider has gone down, obviously on top of the bull, and the bull is absolutely panicking, as we're going to see here.
Anti-Rodeo Action's Lynn Charlton filmed the Mid-Northern Rodeo event just outside Whangarei over 2 days in early January. In one of the most shocking clips, during a calf roping tournament, Miss Charlton captures the moment a calf is violently somersaulted, its neck sharply jolted backwards to the point where the back of its head nearly touches its back.
Beautifully laid out to separate the sleeping quarters.
This is the Tamaki's new home in Drury. 234 square metres. The real estate agent who sold it to them described it as having resort-like facilities. It has a spa and a heated pool.
The perfect party venue.
And the Tamakis are doing extensive redevelopment work on it. But interestingly, it's in their granddaughter's name. What's Winston want?
Why would you ask a question like that?
Less immigration, more benefits for pensioners.
I know you'd like to know the answer, but why on earth would you ask a question like that?
Does he hate Stephen Joyce and Bill English?
It's not true. It's utterly false.
Is he going to go with National or Labour?
Well, anything's possible.
Let's be honest, nobody really knows.
I don't want to get in an argument with you here.
But here at the media, we don't just wildly speculate based on little to no factual information.
I expect the media to catch up.
There are some things that we do know. So here's how to woo Winston.
These are a few of my favourite things.
I've got a bit of a difficult request. I need to buy a present for a man who's going to decide the fate of our country for the next 3 years.
Oh, he'll have to be well dressed, won't he? Come with me. Classic double breasts, big peak lapel, and a subtle check on that as well.
The bus came careening around this corner halfway down Ohakuni Mountain Road, carrying 31 people. It had no working brakes, and the driver, in an attempt to slow it down, smashed into the barrier arms. But unfortunately, he lost control, and the bus ended up here on its side. You can still see the damage on the road and the blue markings from the police investigation.
Zac joins us now live. Zac, this is a terrible situation. I think it is on the rocks behind you. What can you tell us about what happened?
Here at Muriwai there were two people, a man and a woman, fishing just off the rocks here behind me. They were from Henderson and they were swept off by a rogue wave just after 2 p.m. today.
So Zac is going to take us through some of the documents he's received.
Yeah, I've been looking over these documents. The first page says...
Right, thanks, Zac. And what's in the second page that you've been provided?
So, the first, obviously, very revealing.
Yeah.
Second page here, also incredibly revealing. Good evening, John. We're in Tairua. The road into here was reopened after earlier being closed this morning due to the slips and flooding. And clean-up in other parts of the Coromandel also got underway today, but it may have been a little bit too premature. In the last couple of hours here, it started pouring with rain and blowing a howling gale. I'm standing under a tree on Craig's farm where even the lowest leaves are far out of my reach. Craig's wife Jenny showed me a photo of yesterday's floods where the water was nearly touching those lowest leaves, which means some parts of their farm were under around 2 metres of water.
The special report from Zac Fleming.
This is the building we're talking about, Skyworld on Auckland's Queen Street. Aucklanders, you probably know it. You've probably been inside it. For those of you outside Auckland, it's a multi-storey entertainment complex, one of New Zealand's biggest, nestled between Aotea Square and the Civic Theatre. The swamp beneath.
Oh, here we go. I don't even know what the hell this is.
For 21 months, since Dawn Robbie moved into this Papakura rental in January last year, the property has flooded every time it rains. I'm just standing in the middle of your property that Dawn lives at in Papakura. And I'm just wondering if I can have a quick chat to you about it. It's flooded at the moment, and I understand it floods every time it rains and has done that for about at least 21 months. Driving down to the Bay of Plenty from Auckland, we saw sign after sign and even some billboards advertising for kiwi fruit picking jobs. But how hard is it really? We wanted to figure out for ourselves. It's tough. Kiwi fruit grows on horizontal overhead canopy vines. You reach up, pick and place the fruit in a front pack that holds 20 kilograms. Picture a giant baby front pack carrier. I waited outside Grocer's Market for Aaron Drever last week and asked him why he hasn't paid some of his suppliers.
I haven't checked our supplier ledger, I wouldn't know.
Why haven't you checked that? You own the business.
Yes, that's true.
I believe that Auckland Council is responsible for how I am. The stress has been enormous and it's just gone. It just went straight to my guts.
Would you have done anything differently now that you are here? Would you have spent the last decade, 2 decades of your life doing the public service job that you have tried to do? If you had
Probably
that hindsight?
Not. Probably not.
Lynn is 69 years old, a job seeker living in a caravan at a campground in the Bay of Plenty. She epitomises the struggle of the hard-working but non-home-owning pensioner. Yet she is the glass overflowing kind of positive. More than 60,000 years worth of soil has been exposed by this event. Just like the rings of bark on a tree, you can see history here in the lines in the soil. This distinctive orange line near the top, for example, is the most recent Lake Taupo eruption. Have you ever recycled a sticker on a piece of fruit?
No, they find their way into my worm farm usually.
Never. Oh wait, nah, that's not true.
What do you do with it? What is supposed to be done with the sticker?
Recycle them.
Recycle them.
Let's take it away, Zac.
Do you like Aretha Franklin? Come on. Come on. Just a little bit. Come on. Just a little bit.
I'm not going to sing it, but it's a good baby.
Sing it with me?
It's a good baby. Oh, I'll sing it with you, yeah.
Okay. You make me feel. You make me feel.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
Go well, Zac. The tributes are pouring in on the texts and emails. Have a great OE.